Hello there, I'm Johan, and this is my colleague Jock from Support Your Local Business. We're the founders of Support Your Local Business, and our goal with it is to help local businesses grow and be successful, to not only survive, but thrive.
Yeah, perfect. Just before we go further, I do want to ask you if you like what you see, if it sounds like something you might be interested in, make sure to hit that subscribe bell, hit the little bell, the notification, all the rest of it, so you don't miss one of our videos. But what are we talking about today? Or is that me?
No, today we're looking at setting up. Last week we did the setup of the Facebook page for Support Your Local Business, and this week we're going to tackle the LinkedIn page. We're literally going to show you how to do this step by step for your own business. So we're using our business as the example. And then if there's a little bit of time at the end, we'll just pop back to the Facebook page and I'll show you guys how it was set up and populated and everything else. But Jock, you can kick off if you want.
Fantastic. So what we want to do with what we want to achieve with Support Your Local Business with this series is we're creating a social media presence. So we want to build SYLB, Support Your Local Business, out as a brand. We want to establish it as a thought leader, so that we want to focus on small businesses and local businesses and give them the expertise on how to promote themselves. But we want to build a following. We want to distinguish Support Your Local Business from our competitors, even though we think there's no one really like us. We have a couple of things in the works which we'll bring to you in due course. That's going to completely separate us. There's no one else. We're in a market of one, which is kind of where you want to play. So we encourage the audience for engagement and participation, position Support Your Local Business as a go-to destination for our target audience. And that's, we've been talking about so many things in the back that I want to share with people. But it's going to be exciting. We'll bring it to you soon, I promise. Hopefully I'll link one of those videos up here once we launch it. And eventually we want to do lead generation for local businesses. And yeah, we want to help local businesses, like you said, we want to help them thrive, not only survive. People buy from people, and that's the biggest thing that people kind of forget about business. You think about your business and people buy from your business, but they don't. They buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And that's the only thing you need to do as a business, is you need to connect with people and make sure that they know, like, and trust you. Or at the very least, if you want to be a little bit cynical, make them feel like they know, like, and trust you. But yeah, that's what our focus is.
Oh, thanks, Jock. Okay, so we spoke about we as Support Your Local Business are going to focus on 3 social media channels. One is Facebook, one is LinkedIn, and the other one is YouTube. In previous videos, we said why, etc. This one literally is about why we're setting up LinkedIn. So I'll just quickly go through it. LinkedIn's got 310 million monthly users. So it's focusing on professionals. It's a great platform for business to business. And that's literally local businesses. So Support Your Local Business, want to do business with and reach local businesses. So that's why LinkedIn is a perfect place to be. If you're not on LinkedIn, we strongly would advise you to actually consider this as a great tool, not necessarily to sell to the public. You will have people that's on, public individuals that has got LinkedIn accounts, but they will probably not be the target. It's a great place from a business to business point of view, and meet other like-minded business people, entrepreneurs and owners, etc., etc. So it's a good place to be if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, a manager, even just an employee that wants to connect with with your peers. And then they reach 830 million members, with over 58 million registered companies. it gives you an idea of how successful this is as a network or place to go to network. So that's why we, Support Your Local Business, have strategically decided to be on LinkedIn. Okay, so Jacques is going to give us an idea of what the profiles and the pages and all that's available through LinkedIn.
One thing that I did want to mention about LinkedIn, it's a great place when you know who you're targeting, especially when it comes to job titles, because most people still view it as a kind of an online CV, and they update everything. So while if you're trying to do that kind of thing on one of your social platforms like Facebook or TikTok or whatever, your job descriptions would usually not really work because it's a platform where people engage socially. So they're not too keen, they're not too militant on updating their professional statuses, whether they got a promotion, they might brag about it, but they don't update it in their profiles. Whereas if it's an online CV, you know that if someone gets a promotion, it's going up there either the same day or the next day. So you can if you know who you're targeting, you can say you want to target this type of people that work at this type of business that have X amount of employees, and you can start reaching out to them. It's a normal search, like it's not for paid media, but you can send them messages and you can actually, yeah, do everything on LinkedIn for free. So it really is a great platform, depending on what you want to do. But let's get into it. So the different types of profiles on LinkedIn. There's three distinct different profiles. There's a personal profile. There's a company page. Under company pages, there's a couple others. There's a showcase page and I forget now. I think it's an educational institution page, but we'll show you that just now. And then there's also groups. Now, like with Facebook, everything has there's a different purpose for each one of these profiles. So with your personal profile, it's for an individual member. So how all these platforms work, and I think I ran through it quite in detail in Facebook, and I'll link that video here. Hopefully I'll remember. Um, but essentially what happens is you create a personal profile for yourself, and then any activity that you want to do on the profile gets linked to your personal profile. So it's never advisable to run a company, set up a company page on a personal profile, because these companies spend billions to make it as easy as possible for you to conduct business on their platforms. But they give all that functionality to their business pages, not to the personal profile pages, because as a personal profile, you want to connect with people. As a company page, you want to do business, so you want to transact with people. And although it sounds like semantics, the use case
very important what you just said there, John.
Yeah, it's very different. So let's get into it. You can connect and you can follow with individual members in LinkedIn, like we just said. You can build connections which reflect on your personal profile, so people can see you're a leader because X amount of people follow you. You can follow individuals, companies, businesses, organizations. So what that helps you to do is, if there's someone you really like, when you open up your profile, you'll see feeds from those companies, individuals, all of that. So you can tailor your experience by liking people from your personal profile. That's the idea behind it. So tier 1 is your direct connections. Tier 2 is connected to tier 1 connections, and tier 3 is somebody else in your network has connected with that person. So to make this, it sounds a little bit wordy, but U1 would be my first tier connection. If U1 has a friend that I haven't met, that would be my tier 2 connection. So I would know someone who knows them. And then a tier 3 person would be if that person knew someone. So I know U1 knows someone else, and that person knows someone else. That would be a tier 3 connection for me. Then company pages linked to your personal profile, and you as the creator, you can also invite other admins to your page. You can link contributors, moderators, all that kind of stuff to your business page. And that's why you want your company page separate from your personal profile. You can also build followers, which are reflected on your company page. You can add administrators, like I just said, who are personal users. You can link to groups, and you can follow pages, which is, yeah, basically the same thing. It's so that you can stay on top of what are your competitors doing, what are people doing that you admire, people that are sharing stuff that you want to read, what are they doing, so that you can either model what they're doing or go against what they're doing to kind of stand out in the market. And then groups are always a great idea. It comes from, it's a very long story, I don't want to bore you. They found that social platforms make you depressed if you only have one-sided traffic. So if you're only looking at things and scrolling through it, um, yeah, it makes you depressed. So that's why they took the organic reach that you get from social platforms. They took that down all the way to zero. It's now coming back a little bit with Reels and everyone trying to counter TikTok, but for the largest extent, it's still dwindling down because it makes you depressed if you're just scrolling through. And that's one of the breeding grounds for groups, because the idea behind it is, if you're only consuming social content, it makes you depressed. But if you're engaging, it makes you happy. So all the platforms now, and the whole shift is so that you engage more on the platform, so that you get that hit of dopamine and you stay on the platform longer because you can chat to people. And that's what groups are all about. So it's so that you can connect with like-minded people. You can either make it public or you can make it private. So that's two things to keep in mind. You can also create subgroups. So if you have all your users, but there's only a limited amount of there's an elite group that only, I don't know, takes your product to the new level. Or there's another group that likes a specific niche inside of your product. You can create subgroups for them. You can link it to a personal profile, and then a company page can join a group as well. So yeah, hope that wasn't too fire hosey. It's a word. If you know what it means, it's a word.
Good stuff. Thanks, Joe. Okay, so let's just quickly run through. I'm going to actually rather show you. So this is the list of information that you're going to require to set up your LinkedIn company page or profile. Jacques is going to create us a little checklist, a PDF checklist that you'll be able to download together with this little PowerPoint presentation. So you've got the notes and all that type of stuff. You get an idea of what it's all about. So, but in a nutshell, so you're going to need your company name. You're going to need your logo, a cover photo. Bear in mind, you have to look at your the sizes. Both Facebook and LinkedIn has got very weird sizes for their cover photos. And the reason for that is that's to limit the amount of space that's wasted on your page. So you take cognizance of these sizes in order to format that images correctly. Otherwise, it's going to cut some information off. And what I will do is I'll show you. Last week, when I loaded the Facebook one, it cut off some stuff, so we had to reformat it, and I'll show you now how nice it fits. But the same thing applies to the LinkedIn cover photo. It's very narrow and very long, so you need to actually look at that and format whatever you want to put in there properly. Once again, guys, this is a business network, so be professional. This is not Facebook. You're not dealing with your friends. You're dealing with potential customers, and you're dealing with potential connections that can actually generate income for you. So it's a business network. It's called a business network, and it's a professional network. So be professional. So just like your personal profile, and I'll show you now, is a professional image that you portray. The same thing with your business page. Don't go and put a crappy cover photo there. Take some time, take effort, make this thing look crisp and nice and professional, because that conveys the image of your business. And what they've done is, I think it's 70-80%. You get 70-80% better response by putting a professional image or professional photo of yourself on your LinkedIn profile than people that doesn't do it. That's literally how more successful you're going to be if you are go and put on your suit and a tie, comb your hair, and look properly, and take a nice photo, because that adds to the professionalism of your personal page, but also convert into money for you and leads and connections. So bear that in mind. It's very important. I'm not going to go. Jock's going to create this little checklist, and we're just going to run through that quickly.
I just want to say, I listened to a podcast the other day, and what they said, what they do, because they specialize in setting up social platforms for successful entrepreneurs. And they say what you need to do when you're thinking about your social profile, and this is your personal profile, but it translates to your company one as well, is think if Vogue magazine were to do a photo shoot of you to explain who you are, what your likes are, what your dislikes are, what kind of person you are, what your business is all about, all of that, the photo shoot that they would put together for you, that needs to be your profile, because that's how much impact your profile photo can have if you do it correctly. If you like the outdoors, go outside and take a decent photo, but like something that would not look out of place on the cover of Vogue. You don't have to be a supermodel, but you do have to convey that emotion that, yeah, you're all about. Sorry,
100%.
wanted to add that.
Can't agree more with Jacques there. Okay, so let me show you. Now, there you can see how nicely I actually combed my hair for that occasion, and I put on a suit, and, so why I'm landing on LinkedIn, and this is my personal profile. Look at that. I just want to show you. So these are all the guys I'm following, and you can see there, that's a third degree or third tier connection. Where else, if you go slightly down, there, Jet Britnell is a first connection. You can see he's also dressed up in a suit, and he's posting stuff. So the reality is, guys, look professional. Why do I land here? Because this is where you're going to create a company a page. So you click there on work, and then it says there, create a company page. So we create that, and there we go. So it says there, showcase page, educational institutions. That's what Jacques referred to earlier. What do we're going to go with a company one. A showcase page, that is probably more for if you want to showcase a specific product or specific division or specific service that's special, or an event or anything like that. That's a great place to have that page. And as you can see there, it's a sub page associated with an existing page.
So what some of the companies are doing with their sub pages, it's your A players choose the company just as much as the company chooses who works there. So what some of the guys are doing is they're taking a page, a showcase page, and showing what the culture of the company is. So you can show your office, you can have testimonials in from people that work at your company to say how great it is working there, what they like, what they don't like. So any prospective people that you might want to employ, any prospective employees, can go and have a look at what the culture is inside of your company, so they can make an informed decision whether they fit in and whether it will work for them to be there. So that's another use case for your showcase pages.
Excellent. Okay, so let's click on company. So here we go. So Jacques, you can actually chat while I actually do the difficult bit and try and concentrate and populate the thing.
Concentrate and type with 2 fingers like a rock star.
Well, it's that what do you call it, hunt and pick exercise.
Beautiful. Like you can see, Johan's here. When you type in your name, you'll see that the company URL is automatically populated. So if you do spaces, it's going to put in a little dash. And we want to use the same handle as we have on Facebook. So, oh no, I don't
That's
think we put a handle in Facebook or
no, we did. I have added it. If you look at that, it says there at supportyourlocalbusiness.com. I had to put the not .com but .com, and the reason for that is the support your local business URL was already taken. So I
awesome.
actually changed it to get there. But Jacques is very correct in the sense of you want to get these things as close as possible. So there it will show in exactly the same way. So what do we have? I'm just going to complete this while Jacques is talking.
Awesome. Once again, if you don't have all the information with you, you can do a little bit of the profile and you can save it. There's not a whole lot of information that you really need. You can also just put in dummy information just so that you can save something and you can go, yes, I've actually done it. And I know I need to go back and I need to fix it, but at least it's there. And then once you have your website or once you have a profile that you can send people to, um, then you can just grab that URL and paste it in here. Yeah, I really can't wait for us to launch our product because that'll help you with that. But that's the idea behind it. Just get something up. It's people have a tendency to think of social profiles like websites, and they think once it's up, there's going to be 10,000 people because they've all just been sitting around waiting for you to launch your profile. It's not. It's not going to be that way. I just said that organic's going to go down all the way to zero. Zuckerberg has come out and said he wants to bring it down to zero. And if Facebook's doing it, most of the other guys, they're going to follow suit at some point. So don't think that you have to get something that is ridiculously professional the first time. Once you have your profile, it's going to be one of millions upon millions upon millions of profiles. So no one's gonna, you're not gonna publish it now and then your aunt who lives 3 countries away is going to message you and see, oh no, I just saw your profile. It might happen if you have a very nosy aunt, but the likelihood of it happening is virtually less than zero. So once again, just get something up, especially with taglines. People get consumed with getting the perfect tagline, and it is important. Obviously, you have to have your elevator pitch, and it is something that you can work towards. So if at this point, if we didn't have an elevator pitch and we needed to make this, we can just say, support your local business. We help local businesses grow and save that. Because once we workshop it, we can just come back and we can change it. But fortunately, we'll already have something out, which gives you that bit of confidence that you've already done something and you've already accomplished something.
There you go. You see how
Almost
simple
like
that
we
is,
timed
Mark?
that. It's almost like we timed that.
Yes, but I think what guys, this is how important it is to, if we go back to that slide, get all this information ready. Now, did you see how quickly I got everything in? I slotted it in there, etc., etc. And we're going to continue with this. Sometime I'm going to stop, and we're literally going to, do this back, back of house. But there, do you see the size thing that they refer to there? Okay, edit page. There you go. Description. Let's do that quickly.
There you can see there's a bunch of stuff that you can put in there. You can put in hashtags. It really doesn't stop. There's even a lead gen form. I think that's more for when you're running ads. But yeah, on the left-hand side, you can see page info buttons. Under the about section, there'll be an overview, workplace, commitments, locations. There's a bunch of stuff. So you can add specialities like one is doing now, I believe. Yeah, business directory. Awesome. And really, if you don't have information, it's not the end of the world. Like, we're not going to put a telephone number in. Yuan learned his lesson last time. So after this,
Can you think of anything else we want to chuck in there keyword wise? I said business directory, I said business services, and business services.
You said something else there.
Well, I actually I clicked on the X, so it deleted the thing. Support.
Well, fortunately, because you said directory services and not business services, I thought it wasn't with intent that you deleted it. Claim it. It was.
There you go. I claimed it. I saw that. Okay, so overview, we done that. Workplace environment. So I'm not going to go into too much detail here, guys. Locations, we're going to add that later. Hashtags and all that. So I'm not going to go into further details here. But what I want to show you now is this is your page, and as a the administrator and the creator of this page, you see there it also tells you view as a member. So I'll show you how this page is actually looking if you go and visit that page, which is quite interesting. Look at this, guys. Do you see there where it says support your local business.com? So the information that we typed in there for the name, it actually populated it as your URL. So that's your address, like your website address. It added that in there. So if you look at that one there, and if you look at the support your local business Facebook page, you see what we did there. We did the same thing there. And if you look at that, and it says there at supportyourlocalbusiness.com, it's the same name. Just Facebook shows it, whereas LinkedIn literally just shows you there at the top if you change it. If you don't, it gives you a long number, which is that specific page name, which is not so lucky. It doesn't look so good. So there you can see, if I click there on visit website, because I actually populated it, it takes us to the website. And that's pretty much it for now. I don't want to go into too much detail. What I will do tomorrow, etc., I'll actually start this whole thing up and make it look nice. I want to show you this one though. So let's just quickly do that one. I spent some time and effort to create this. There you go.
Beautiful.
It should actually be applied. And it should, because it's formatted hopefully the right way.
You know, these platforms, it's not going to be. My money is on it's going to look weird.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's just refresh that and check it out. And I would not be surprised if it looks crap, but let's do look and see what happens. Well, there you have it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
One for LinkedIn.
But guys, I think I want to actually end with one specific thing, or two things. Let's just quickly run. You see, it says they set up your page for success. Remember, I'm now at the back end. I'm doing it as an admin. There, I've got 4 remaining steps left. So it says there, put in your location, grow your followers, so invite connections that you have, add a custom button for more information and all that type of stuff. Do you see that? So it's always good to try and get your social media profiles as complete as possible. Facebook do exactly the same thing there. It says, do you see there? Set your page up for success. I've completed 12 out of 14 steps. So get that as high as possible, because the more information you share, the better and more powerful your profile will be and will work for you. So this is the page. I'm not going to go into further detail here. The last thing I want to point out is, do you see that it says open, ways to support your local business, our logo, our name, that type of description, that description there if we go to Facebook, you see the look and feel is the same. They call it digital scent. People want to, if they feel comfortable, if they actually go and visit your stuff and they get the same feeling all the time. So the colors are the same, the images are more or less the same. You know, they know that they're dealing with you. One doesn't look purple and the other one is yellow, or the one is blue and the other one is pink. It looks the same. It's got the same look and feel. So the digital scent on all your social media profiles and your website is extremely important. There's the logo. You see that logo and that logo, a little bit just adjusted for the size because it's such a cockeye, you know, and long banner that you have to create. But you see, it's exactly, it gives you the same look and feel. You can't change that because that's preset, set up stuff for Facebook. So that's a business center there. On that side, we've got it there as a business intelligence platform. So, which is more probably better for us because it's more business. But the reality is, do you guys see, you get the feeling of this monster. Now, I don't even have to show you. You already saw that, you know, this is what we populated. So it looks the same as our LinkedIn profile. And I think that's pretty much the long and the short of it, Jock. I don't know if you've got anything else that you would like to add.
No, I think that digital scent that you just mentioned, it's hella important. Think of your business as a person. If you know someone that one day he wears a suit, the next day he's shaven, he wears a cap and tethered clothes, and the next time you see him, he's slightly tanned, looks like a beach bum. You're not really, even though you might like the guy and you might laugh at how different he looks every time, it doesn't convey that I want to give this person money, because he definitely knows what he's doing. He might be living an interesting life, but he's not trustworthy. And at the end of the day, you need to make your company seem like a person that people know, like, and trust. And you do that by boosting the familiarity that people have with your brand. And that's why brand is so important. Your corporate image, your logo, your corporate colors, your fonts, how it's all spaced together. And you don't have to hire someone for millions and millions of rands to build you a perfect brand. If you just stay constant with what you have, that's its own center. You can run that until you have money to get a designer to do that professionally. But it's a principle that a lot of entrepreneurs miss.
100%. 100%. Okay, just on this, lastly, this was video 8. So next week we're going to do video 9, which is discussing exactly what we did now. And I think Jacques is probably going to run with that a lot more because he's the tiger in YouTube. So he's going to help us with the YouTube video, the setup, the tarting it up, making it sure it looks exactly the same like our other profiles, the same images and all that type of stuff, the same look and feel. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. As Jacques said earlier, you know, if you like it, if you like what you hear and you want to follow us, please do so. Subscribe, follow, like, ring that bell, you know, and remember, stay true to yourself and your business. Be enthusiastic always. Take lots of action. And above all, never, ever give up. Now, you have a nice day and goodbye from me.
Beautiful. Well said, bud. Well said.
Keep well, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Okay, meneer. Ek dink dis dit.